comes Jonathan Drouin in front. Domi scores.
So with Crosby takes it. Nice maneuver. Got it to Hornquist. He scores!
Glove stop. Freddie Anderson with a terrific save on Braden Shem.
Hello, welcome to Blood, Sweat, and Beers, the podcast. This is your home to all your fantasy hockey needs. We're going to give you analysis, players that you need to pick up, and everything that you need to win your league. I'm Dustin. I'm the owner of Yotes and Hose, currently first place in the East Division. Humble brag. And this is the other co-host, Marshall Anderson. Marshall, what's going on?
Nah, not too much, man. Just chilling here. How's it going?
Oh, things are going good. So, today we're going to do the post-draft rankings because we are a week off our draft.
Yeah, week one done. Good week for some, bad week for others.
And then we're going to have an analysis of the first week. So, starting off, what do you think of your team so far?
My team's pretty strong. I mean, I started off with the week. I was very heavily favored with the first overall pick. Very high controversy in taking Nathan MacKinnon first overall.
That was crazy. I still can't believe you did that.
It was a bold choice on my behalf for sure. I just he was my guy. I had to get him. I just loved watching him play last year, and I think he's gonna be a MVP, 100+ point guy this year.
Do you understand that you had the first overall pick? You could have literally took anyone in the league. You could have took Kucherov. You took MacKinnon. You could have took McDavid. You took MacKinnon. Like, don't you think you kind of overthought that a little bit?
I mean, I definitely pulled with my heart on that one. I mean, just pulling up Kucherov right now, I mean, he's fucking Kucherov, but he's still only pulling off 2 points on 3 games.
Yeah, the guys could get 130 points.
I know, but I mean, if we're just basing it off right now, McKinnon's a safe bet. He's still the number 1 ranked center in the league. I mean, yes, McDavid is so many points, but this is just according to ESPN's stats on the fantasy page here, and I don't know. I still like MacKinnon, but
I mean, McKinnon's pretty sick. I will admit that, but. Yeah, I mean, it is bold, and I guess we'll see how it plays out going through.
I mean, from a fantasy standpoint, McDavid is a godsend because he's like his time on attack. He's a 22-minute. That's defense time on a forward. He's getting the points. He's getting the power play. He's doing it all.
He is the Edmonton Oilers. Legitimately, he is
he's
the Oilers.
Whole team. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just. I didn't expect him to fall to 4th. If I would have known he fell that far, I think it would have been different. But, I mean, it was more bold than me taking MacKinnon 1 was taking Crosby at 3.
Yeah.
Over McDavid. I mean, I love Crosby. He's my favorite player. It's no secret about that. But I don't know about that one.
I think that was one of the greatest moments of Cole Rose's life when McDavid fell to 4th.
Yeah,
and he picked him up at 4th. Can you imagine having the 4th pick and getting McDavid fall in your lap?
Dude, it rivals his first blowy for sure.
Oh.
I mean, the best 5 seconds of his life.
Ruthless. I love that.
Fucking pigeon.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Before we go any further, here's a message from our sponsor, Budweiser.
Choices have consequences. 139 years ago, we chose to brew longer with our best ingredients for a smoother finish. The consequence? A signature taste that we choose to live up to every damn day. Brewed our way, for those who choose their way.
Now back to the podcast. And then, so I had the 5th pick.
Yeah, 5th pick. It's a tough one.
You know what?
Perfect, but it's tough.
So I had it down to 2 people. I had it down to Patrick Kane, obviously, and Ovechkin. And
somehow you ended up with both.
I don't have a Patrick Kane.
Oh, no, it wasn't you that got Patrick Kane. It was Castronauts that got Patrick Kane.
Check the game notes, bud. But,
fuck.
Anyways, yeah, so I went with Ovechkin. I know goals can be kind of hard to come by, but I don't know. Ovechkin's my guy. The guy will legitimately get 10 shots in one game, no problem. Takes 3-minute shifts like that. It's great for time on ice.
Yeah,
Scores a ton of goals, ton of power play points. He stays on the whole power play. He'll stay on for the first and second power play unit.
He's kind of a squid like that, but hey, when you're the grade 8, you can do it.
So yeah, Patrick Kane or Ovechkin, I think you're kind of splitting hairs when you decide about those two.
I mean, Ovechkin, you're getting McDavid like time on attack and everything from him, so.
I don't think you can go wrong there.
No, he's goals are normally, assists are a lot. I mean, you got just by mathematics alone, you got 2 of them on every goal. There's going to be way more than goals.
And you know what? As long as you structure your team where you just pick other players that gets lots of assists. For my example, I picked Mitch Marner. He's gonna get those assists.
Yeah, you're gonna get those points.
He'll make up for any assist that Ovechkin doesn't. So
yeah, your Mitch Marner completes my Jonathan Tavares. So
for sure, I like
Dream
that.
team.
The Maple Leaf connection. Okay, so do you want to start breaking down the teams and the post-draft rankings here?
Yeah, I mean,
we get
first
to
thing
it?
we can do here is just look at our last week too to show it was a short week, only 4 days, but we did have obviously only 5 teams could win out of the 10, so the teams that no really surprises in the first week from if you just look at all the team standings. The only surprise that I could really see is that last year's playoff contender Nick Brinkhead is down in not having a great year so far. He's losing this week, lost last week.
Yeah, you know what? Where are we here? The Vancouver Sparkies. So he's in the East Division. I have him finishing last in that division. I know that might be tough to take, Nick, but
It's pretty bold coming from the guy that knocked him out of the playoffs last year and took his $20 straight to his face.
hey, yeah, I have no shame.
I mean,
I'll do that every time.
$20 is $20, I guess.
Yeah, I'm kind of dumping on him now too.
Yeah, you're totally pooping on him this week.
That's ruthless. But should we go through his team here?
Yeah, let's hit him up.
So he's got Jamie Benn, obviously. Kuznetsov, he's back from his suspension.
Yeah,
He was on the blow there.
literally.
Yeah. One player that he does have is Braden Point. He is out for the first month of the season, but I still think that's a good pick.
Great pick, yeah. Great pick out for when he
Didn't
comes back.
scare me away from. I would have drafted him, no problem, even if he's out for the first month.
Yeah, I mean, and getting him at 15, I mean, look at how many guys with potential of 100 points a year are you going to get at 15? I mean, unfortunately, that leads to the segue of my team, but we'll ignore that for now. But Braden Point, he's just an all-around great player when he's actually in the game.
You know what? Another thing about this
Quick
team.
little fucker.
Another thing about this team is I think his top scorer might actually be a defenseman. He's got Brent Burns. I believe if you want to get Brent Burns, you have to take him in the first round. I think he went.
He went 6th overall.
He went 6th
to
overall.
Nick.
Well, he's an 80-point guy, right?
Yeah, he's a stallion. Right now he played literally on the 4th. He played 30 minutes of hockey. Well, a minute shy. He was 29 minutes and 14 seconds of ice time. The man's a machine.
Yeah, that dude. He will win you a lot of categories.
But
He's gonna be on every power play unit. He plays a ton of assists. I don't know. I think he Genos every once in a while too.
But big shock of the year, he's all of a sudden on like the shittiest looking team of the year with
True.
freaking Martin Jones that can't save a beach ball.
Don't even get me started on that.
Some
guy.
PTSD for the Yotes and Hoes
boy.
over here.
Yeah, he lost me the year last year. Not happy about that.
Yeah, didn't go too well for you.
His goalies though, he does have some pretty solid goaltending. I will give him that.
Yeah.
Carey Price, he's kind of like that old truck you have, old steady. You know, if it's minus 40, you know that thing is gonna start. You know it's gonna run. You know that Carey Price is always gonna give you a great game. He's never gonna be awful. You know what? He might not have the most wins because he does play for Montreal, but he's always gonna have great numbers. He's a great goalie. Tuukka Rask, he's a little bit of a slow starter. Ask me about that. That also went into me losing the year. We'll get into that later, last year. But Tuukka Rask, good goalie as well. He'll get a lot of wins too, playing for Boston.
You know what though is when did Boston play last? Like I don't know.
They played
Golden Knights yesterday, but did Tuukka Rask went down and went off limping. Like, he had to get helped off the ice. Like, nothing's come of that. We don't know if he's injured. Like, I'm just looking up right now trying to see if I can find anything. And I'm reading here, it's not getting anything on him. So, that could be a huge blow if they all of a sudden release that Tuukka's out for extended time.
Yeah,
He's
it's
had so
very-
many injury problems.
That's very observant of you, Marshall.
Yeah,
Well
thank you.
done. Good job.
Yeah,
Some
I'm
good
reading right
hosting.
now, right on ESPN, Rask, who needed help getting off the ice after he was just cramping, they say, but Rask has had issues with cramping before, and he's been out from that.
So yeah, you know what? It might be a tough year for Sparkies here, but yeah, that Rask injury is not gonna help. Do you have him making the playoffs?
I don't see it. I kind of got him in the same category as you.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I see him as being a bottom feeder, but with a couple good moves, couple good trades, he's got some big names that maybe he can get for a lot for them because they just having a hot start. Like, well, not so much Jeff Skinner because he kind of missed a couple open netters tonight, but I'm looking like Kevin Hayes. There's a lot of hype around him right now. You could probably get some trade bait, and like I know personally, I'd be super interested in some Shea Weber action because guy's a stallion and plays 1 million minutes too.
Okay, so ready to wrap on that team?
Yeah, who do you got coming?
How about we
fourth in
talk
the East?
about? Oh, we want to go fourth in the East. Okay, second last in the East. Who
Just
do I
be-
have? Here?
okay, let's not go there because I feel like we can talk the longest about that one.
Talk about this guy.
No, let's start. Let's start. Who you got?
We'll save him.
Let's go for the most interesting and actual content that people care about. The first place teams.
first place. Okay.
Yeah, who do you got going first place in your East Division?
In,
Let's start with.
in the Eastern Division, I have Cole Rose's team. Cole Rose, first place.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy's a great addition to our league. This guy's got a great hockey mind.
Guy's a good fucking hockey.
I'm excited to see what he throws down this year. He's obviously got McDavid. I mean, that guy just bleeds points. Barkov, Huberdeau, Kyle Connor, Patrick Laine. I think he got Patrick Laine pretty late in the draft.
Very late in the draft. Good
High upside of a pick. I mean, Patrick Laine could get 40 goals, no problem. But he could also get 15. Oh, you got an update here?
Yeah.
Oh, Quinn Hughes with a goal. Nice.
First
First
NHL
NHL goal.
Yeah, on the
Boy,
power
Quinn.
play too.
Boy, Quinn. Who's got Hughes? He's got Hughes.
That's big old the fucking spitters or quitters.
Oh, boy. Oh, good for him. Good for him. Okay, back to Cole's team.
Yeah, go back to Coles.
Cole, obviously, he's got some great goalies too. Braden Holtby, Freddie Anderson.
I
Those-
mean, big trade that went through. He got rid of Matt Murray,
Yeah,
which honestly I don't see that being a huge loss.
that's awesome. I
How
think.
my Pittsburgh Penguins have been doing.
Yeah, I remember I had the opportunity to draft Matt Murray, and I'm so skeptical of that guy. I don't know, something about him just.
You know what? It's all of a sudden he just could not do it.
He's doing what Marc-Andre Fleury did for the Penguins like 8 years ago. He just kind of chokes.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't give up on him. Pittsburgh, they're a hurting unit right now, and I don't know. I still think they got something in the tank, and they're gonna pull this one out. And Matt Murray still could be a steal. Who knows?
He could be, but Holtby and Anderson, that's a solid goalie combination. Can't go wrong with that. Gonna get a ton of wins, and get great numbers doing it too.
I mean, Cole's got the quick advantage here at the right off the bat because he's got the quick season blowout Sabanajab. Like, what the hell happened?
Yeah.
The guy's hot. I mean, Zuccarello's been carrying him for years, but whatever. Fucking
Yeah,
Zook.
remember when Ottawa got rid of Zibanejad
Oh,
when he was
dude.
23 years old?
Just
They just
passed
gave
him
they
for
just gave
nothing.
up on him. Well, that's Ottawa for you. Moving on. Do you see any weaknesses with this team? I mean, right off the bat, I see Kovalchuk.
You know
I
what?
don't like Kovalchuk. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like him.
That was Cole's pickup today, and his argument was because the Kings are scoring a shit ton right now. I mean, they're losing 2-0 in the Canucks right now, but Kopitar is lightning. He's fucking getting a lot of points, and Brown, but Cole thought Kovalchuk would be on the first line with that.
Yeah.
But they didn't put Kovalchuk on the first line. He's on the second line.
Oh, I didn't check the game notes.
He
did
didn't check the game notes.
No, he didn't.
He took it on what he thought, but Kovalchuk's on the second line.
Yeah,
So
check the game notes. Cole.
that was a waste of a pick because Dustin Brown's available there in our waivers that I'm going to snatch up probably later today.
Yeah, I'm just not a big fan of the Kings.
Kings
I
are
feel
a tough
that
team.
They're old. You know what? They just don't get the points anymore. I didn't even think about taking an LA King this year. What other players you got here? I really like this Pionk kid in
Yeah.
Winnipeg. He was in that Trouba trade, right?
Yeah, but
And-
who else do you like in Winnipeg? Because
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. He is legitimately the only guy on this decor here, and I think that'd be good. Lots of time on attack, all the power play time. Probably get some points too.
He's a good pickup for sure. I was watching him, but didn't pull the trigger on him.
Yeah. All right, Cole. I think great draft this year and playoffs.
He's in the playoffs.
Yeah, 100%. Good job, Cole. Okay, where should we go next?
Well, I mean, that was a controversial pick for you, so I feel like we just need to allow you to discuss why you think you would be second place. Because
So
I'm
you
not
want
saying
you
I'm
want
not
to go
saying
second place in the East?
yeah, I'm not saying that I disagree with you, but I want to hear your thoughts from the biased brain of the owner before I rip your team to shreds
Okay.
with factual information.
So second place in the East, in a completely unbiased opinion, is my team, Yotes and Hose. This team, just let me plead my case here, Marshall. Okay, this team from top to bottom, there are no flaws in this team. There are no weaknesses. My goaltending is unreal. Studs on the forward position. I got my two big guys on D. John Carlson, like this guy bleeds points. He is the Washington Capitals power play. He's the quarterback. Keith Yandel.
You can't even say that when you literally would suck Ovechkin's dick. You can't say that Carlson is your quarterback when Ovechkin is your everything and also on the point on the power play.
Oh, come on, bro. Ovechkin just sits off to the left side, I think, waits for that
and
one
takes
timer.
Carlson's pass.
Yeah. But
So
you know
that's
who the
actually
real
good.
quarterback of that power play is?
Ovechkin.
Ovechkin. And I have Nick Backstrom too. I just like that that power
You're
play.
just on the dick of the Washington Capitals.
You know what? This would have been a good pick 7 years ago, and it's still a good pickup today. All three of those players. They're just unreal. So, yeah, I got
Man
Carlson.
Rockets.
Oh, of course. I got Keith Yandel. Keith Yandel. Minus machine, but little do people know, this guy, I think he led, well, behind Burns, I think he led all defensemen in points.
Giordano, Burns,
Okay, minor details.
Morgan Riley.
Okay, shut up, Marshall.
This guy didn't do his research.
All right.
And I'm literally looking at the same notes you're reading off of.
Okay, scratch what I just said. But he's sick regardless.
Dude,
he's
he's
lethal
good.
on the power play. Plays a ton. Yandel's my boy. Got Jonathan Taze too. He had a big year last year. I think he got 70 points. No big deal. I think he's on track to have another big year. Plays with Patrick Kane. Whenever you're playing with that guy, you're going to get
Man
points.
Rocket.
Definitely. Pavelski snuck him in pretty late in the draft. I was pretty pumped about that.
I was going to take him. You had, yeah.
I think I
was
sniped
taking
him right before you were going to get him.
You got him the round I had him keeked. But let's just, like...
Oh, hold on. I got a couple more points to build my case.
No, I got one
just
that'll
set-
help you.
Okay. Bring it. I want to hear
No,
it.
I mean, if you're probably going to say it, though.
Okay,
Fucking, how good has William Nylander looked?
Yeah, you know where I was going with that,
Dude,
right?
he's putting up, 4 in 4 games. He's shooting, he's not getting a lot of ice time, which is surprising. He's just over the 60-minute mark, but he looks so good. He's handling the puck better. He's a different player this year.
Yeah, I'm very high on the Toronto Maple Leafs.
It's a big sleep on him. I should have picked him up.
I
earlier.
mean, I got Marner.
116th? Wow.
Like I said, I got Nylander. He is lighting it up. This is a redemption year for him. He did not have a good finish to last year.
Yeah.
And
He's
I
trying
got
to keep his job too. He doesn't want to get traded.
And I got Kasperi Kapanen as well. I mean, this could be. I could get no points off this guy, or this guy could get a ton of points. He's playing with Marner in Tavares. That's kind of the way I think of this fantasy stuff.
I had him last year, and you know what? Is even if he doesn't get points, he's 18 minutes a game because he kills penalties. He's on power play. He's one of those everything players, and he is on a good line. So, but they dropped Kapanen down. I don't know what they're doing with him.
True. Okay.
Let's
I'll
hear the
finish
next
off with the
one.
goalies. The goalies.
Yeah.
Marc-Andre Fleury. He was my guy. There was no way I was leaving that draft on Sunday night without getting Marc-Andre Fleury. He was my guy. This guy, I think he gets like 10 shutouts a year. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, I guess so.
And he plays on Vegas too, and they just win. All they do is win.
Win, no matter what.
Yeah, that's all they do. And then so my theory
Bold
was
with the backup.
okay. Hold on, this is my theory. Okay, so once you get past that kind of first tier of goalies, then it's pretty much a guessing game. You kind of know who's going to be good. You kind of but you don't really know unless you get your guy in like the first few rounds, like the first couple of goalies who go.
Yeah.
Then who knows? So that was my theory. I
You
wasn't
bet teams, not goalies after that.
definitely.
You bet teams.
So
and defenses.
I got my one guy, and then I picked all my players, and then near the end there was a handful of guys and goalies, and it was like, you know what? I'm just gonna take my chances on one of these guys because there's no real studs in here. So I went with Rittich because he plays on Calgary. He's gonna get a lot of wins. That the decor in Calgary is awesome. They're gonna block a lot of shots. It's gonna be great for a goalie. So I went with him because my choices were either him or Matt Murray, and no chance I'm going with Murray. And
Yeah, that's pretty tough to take.
I went with Rittich, and hopefully it works out for me.
Yeah, I mean it's bold for sure. I mean Calgary, they're still a strong team, still good. They do have that good D. It's probably a safe bet. I mean,
That's all I was trying to go
Yeah,
with was a
it's-
safe bet. When I got Fleury, all I needed in the second guy was a safe bet, and especially in this new scoring or this new format, right? It's either you win or you lose. So if you win all three goalie categories, you're already up 3-0 on the week. And if you lose those three, then you can't lose two more because then you can't win the week. So goalies are imperative, which is one reason why I'm a little skeptical of your team. But I think my team's great. I got me second in the East behind Cole.
yeah.
What are your thoughts? You can just unload on me right now if you want.
You
I
know
know
what?
you want to.
You know what?
Hit me. I can take it.
I got a lot I could say. First of all, I'll start off by you nailed mine too. I'll just go off with my quick 1-2. Like, it's gonna be, I think, gonna go Cole with Chilliwack offs, followed closely by Yotes and Hose. I mean, the Castronauts, they'll be in there too. But Cole is definitely he's got the team right. I mean, we're just going off of right now stats. And just looking at his team, all I have to do is scroll to the next day because there was a trade that went through that you don't even have on your team notes yet. But now Cole has. Did you have Couture on Cole's team yet?
I believe I did.
You did? Okay, so yeah, with that big trade with him picking up Couture, and I believe he picked up Pasternak as well. Yep. Or no, did you get rid of? He got rid of Couture, didn't he? I don't know. I should have done my research.
I know Cole likes to make trades.
Cole does like to make trades, and he's got Pasternak, he's got Couture. Like, just going through his team, right now his lowest ranked player. I mean, believe it or not, Ilya Kovalchuk is higher, but his lowest ranked player for forwards, Logan Couture at 31.
That will change.
It will absolutely,
It will change.
but if you go off of early season stats, which is what we're doing, it's Cole's team is head and shoulders above everybody else.
Yeah, Cole's got a great team.
His D obviously is lacking. Cole got the goalies he wanted with Freddie Anderson and Holtby. It's just not. He sacrificed D. Sergachev is having a great start. Galsesphere is. Ghost always has. He is high hopes, but he always disappoints me. So it's kind of a joke. Ristolainen, the minus machine, minus fucking what, 35 last year? Yeah,
This guy would be a great PGA Tour player.
Oh my goodness.
You
Guy's
You'd win
unreal.
every
Guy's hole in one and
Yeah.
everything. But yeah, no, he doesn't have the defensive core, but Cole is playing this league to win this league for how it's set up.
You think he's definitely first place in the East, and you think Jotunheim second place in the East?
I would say Jotunheim is second place, only because you guys do have a very strong. It's like you got.
There is no weaknesses on this team.
There's no weaknesses, but you got high end, low medium, and medium. You don't have high medium or medium.
I'm okay with that.
You have majority of medium and low end medium players, which you don't have really any low players. I mean, Kapanen might be your lowest, and I mean Voracek, the guy's a man.
Yeah,
man
if
rocket.
there's any player that's going to waivers, it's Voracek.
Well, I mean, I'll just go through your team quick, and like the squids that like could be that I've costed me and I've seen in the past, like Kapanen, Voracek, Lindholm, he's been a squid, Leddy. They both play big minutes. They're big guys in their teams, but they squid potential. William Karlsson, love the guy, but he has fallen the fuck off.
William Karlsson?
Dude, 40
Dude,
goals.
he's dirty, man.
Yeah, he's got
And he
amazing
plays
hair.
on Vegas.
Yeah, I know you're hard dick for Vegas, but you got to go off stats and not your heart, because that's what got me McKinnon first overall, which could potentially cost me the season. But just that's what's not putting you above Cole. It's like you got the depth, you got the medium depth, but you don't have the you don't have a lot of depth or high end depth. You have depth, but not high end depth. So if you look at Cole's team, and we'll just go fuck it, I'm gonna use my team.
Oh wait, before we move on,
Yeah,
you
fuck.
got
I agree with your standings.
Okay.
You did it the same as I did. I
playoffs.
got Yotes and O's will be in the playoffs.
Thank you. I
And
appreciate.
so will Chilliwack.
I appreciate your validation.
But-
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go. Okay, we'll go.
Okay.
to,
Now do you want to go third place in the East? Stick with the East. Do you want to roll
yeah,
like
we'll
that?
just rock the East out.
Okay.
Castronauts.
Third place in the East. We're both in agreement here in the Castronauts.
We
Yeah,
got the
for
same
sure.
order here. Unfortunately, they're actually almost the exact same order that it says in our app right now, which is weird. But
Great observation, Marshall.
it just looks like we're reading down the list like little bitches. So.
Okay, so Patrick Kane, Castronaut, because I took Ovechkin. Kevin took Patrick Kane after that. I'm sure he had no issues with that. Patrick Kane, fantasy stud. This guy is unreal.
You know what though? I'm just looking at your team and Castronauts team, like just because you have it all printed off conveniently for me. You guys drafted the same way.
Yeah.
Because your first pick, you couldn't decide between goal scorer or assist machine, so you chose goal scorer. And then your next one, you went assist machine, and he went Patrick Kane and then goal scorer.
Yeah, but you know what? He took Draisaitl. I don't know if I'm sold on Draisaitl yet. Yeah, he's a great player.
I don't know how you can even say you're not sold on him.
It's the guy just came into the league and he plays for the Oilers. Like, I'm gonna need to see a little bigger of a sample size before.
The guy got almost 100 points last year. He did get 100
I
points last
realize
year.
that, but I don't trust any Oilers other than McDavid.
Well, you put a great player on a shitty team, they're gonna stand out, and he's a fucking great player. He's gonna guarantee you he gets above 40 this year. Guarantee.
Yeah,
He's just pocketing McDavid's assist, and you have somebody like that passing you the puck so easily, you're gonna fucking pocket everything. I could score on McDavid's passes.
Yeah.
Tanner could score on it, and he's trash.
Well, that's saying a lot, Marshall.
Bold statement, but I mean it.
Yeah, he's got Taylor Hall too. I expect Taylor Hall to have a huge bounce back year. He did not have a great year last year. I think I took him in the second round last year, and this guy screwed me over so bad. It was not good. He's got Giroux, Phil the Thrill Kessel.
Fat Phil.
Yeah, he could put up some goals in Arizona this year. You never know.
Yeah, he's got no help though.
Yeah, true.
I think Kevin's probably the most balanced team.
Definitely balance is something that I would definitely say is this team. I'm just looking at this area right here. I like Tyson Barrie.
Yeah.
Great player, great pick.
That's my boy the past 2 years.
Seth Jones.
That's
this
been
guy,
my boy the past 2
yeah,
years too.
I know. This guy plays a ton. Drew Doughty plays a ton. Kind of a minus machine because he does play on.
I mean, he just
the
got
LA.
a goal and 2 assists yesterday.
Yeah, but true. I mean, he's still a great player, still one of the best in the league. I remember he took Nugent Hopkins last year. And
did.
that worked out very well for him. Everyone was sleeping on Nuge last year.
Well, the guy picks his Oilers. If he could, he would have taken McDavid. He had McDavid, Draisaitl, and Nuge last year. He took McDavid, Draisaitl, and Nuge this year if he could have.
Yeah, he does like the Oilers.
But how about that pickup of what everybody was thinking about doing, but nobody wanted to do it?
Okay. This is why Kevin is a good fantasy player. If there was anyone, I was gonna pick up James Neal.
I was
literally 2 hours before he picked him up, and I was, you know what? For some reason, I said I'm not gonna do it, and
I said wait till tonight, maybe after this.
Yes, that's what I said.
It was too late.
But Kevin, he just pulled the trigger right away.
You know, and I also had Team Diorio text me. Chris, he texted me and said, I'm thinking about picking up the real deal. And I'm like, dude, me too. And this was hours before the game.
Because I looked at James Neal's stats, because I've been high on Neal. Like I remember even the draft, I was like, I kind of want to pick this guy because I think he's gonna have a huge year. But I looked after the first game, he only played like 14 minutes, didn't have any points, and I'm like, oh, I guess it's just same old
Neal.
James Neal. Like not gonna.
I
do this.
loved him in Pittsburgh, man. He was one of my favorite players on
but
those cup runs.
All of a sudden, then he pots 4 goals in one game, and Castro was on it like that. Like he was.
Yeah, he nailed it.
Yeah, he picked him up. That's why this guy's so good at fantasy hockey. This guy knows what he's doing. Couple other players.
Forsberg, silent killer.
Definitely.
Horvat, silent killer.
Yep.
Captain Horvat. Shout out to Bo.
Yeah, for sure. I like Pacioretty. Obviously, he plays for the Golden Knights.
Yeah.
He's on that second line too.
You mean the first line?
Yeah, they have line 1A and 1B. A little questionable pick, I think, Getzlav. I know that was an accidental pick by him. I was sitting right next to him, and he wasn't too happy about that. Not sure why he's still on the team. I mean, we're a week in here. You can drop players there, Kevin.
Big minutes, power play. Hey, why not?
But other than that, I like this team. I have him third in the East. Do you have him making the playoffs?
I mean, just because only 4 teams do make the playoffs, I'm gonna say no.
Really?
I do.
Wow,
not have
that's a
him
hot take, Marshall.
I do not have him making the playoffs.
I have 3 teams from this division making the playoffs because it is the top 4 teams overall, not 2 teams in each division. So I have this team making the playoffs.
You know what I don't know why we're not mentioning him because we never do, but Claude Giroux, he's a sleeper every year. Like we haven't even mentioned him now, and he's on his team, and I mean the guy's a monster.
Yeah, true.
I hate him because he hates Crosby, but I'm just on Crosby's dick.
Yes, that is true.
But no, I love the Castronauts and solid team, but I just, you know what, I might even be betting people here, but I don't have them making playoffs.
Before we go any further, here's a message from one of our sponsors, the Conservative Party of Canada.
Justin Trudeau was swept into office by promising to do things differently and by making big commitments to Canadians. But after all the scandals, corruption, broken promises, and smears, even his own Liberal MPs aren't buying into his brand of politics any longer. Justin Trudeau, he's not as advertised.
Now back to the podcast. So, for the East so far, we have Cole Rose taking first place. We have the Yotes and Hose taking second place. We have the Castronauts taking third. Previously mentioned Vancouver Sparkies taking 5th place. So that leaves one last team in the East, in that they're going to come in 4th place, according to at least my predictions. Obviously, they're not making the playoffs.
They try, though.
Tanner's team. Where should we start on Tanner's team?
I mean, the funniest person to ever play drafts against, because it's just like
this guy is just he's
walking
a legend.
bad luck.
Yeah, he is. I don't even know what to say.
Okay, so I mean, his first pick is Brad Marchand.
I mean, that's a good pick. That's a
great
solid,
pick.
That's a solid
great pick. But I mean, dude, look at his team. Like, I mean, you got Panarin going on a new team this year. The Breadman's a stud. Duchesne going on a new team that he actually seems comfortable in. I love Duchesne, but
but after that, it is a steep drop.
Well, you got Pettersson and Stone. Stone's pretty sick. Pettersson, Monahan, like those aren't not, you can't shake a stick at those names.
The first tier of his team, they can hang with anyone. They're great. But after that, did Tanner suffer a brain injury or something? Like halfway through the draft?
I don't know.
Happened?
It's almost like he was just picking players that he doesn't know. Like he picked Simmons because he's black. He picked Gusev because he's just cool name.
He's on the Russian gas for sure.
It's just, it's not like it's almost like he's trying to fool us because like this team is right now we're almost judging it because Tanner's Tanner, but I mean he's got 2 solid goalies and Markstrom's a sleeper. Don't sleep on Markstrom.
True.
I could see him winning 25, 26 games this year.
I could also see him losing 40 though too.
It again toss up.
Yeah, you never know.
But Bennington, the guy was magic for me last year. So hey, Dzingel.
That's a questionable pick. That's a questionable pick.
I think that was one of his last picks too.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Sebastian Aho, great player.
You know what? It's something that I think has to be said is he took Ekholm and Ellis. So these guys, I don't think Tanner must have done a lot of research as far as stats go.
Definitely
Because
not.
these guys don't get points, and
They just get time on attack.
Yeah, like I don't. Was he aware of this? Or
No,
like,
I don't.
Did he not learn last year?
You know what? Is like they're solid. I mean, Ellis is a great D man. I love Ellis. He plays on the first unit with Yossi, but that being said, he plays with Roman Yossi, so he's not on the power play. He doesn't get points. He's good. He's decent plus minus. Lot of minutes because he's with Yossi. Shut down. I don't know. He's a tough fantasy player. If you take him to win one category, unfortunately, you kind of take him just because he's one of the four-headed dragon on D and in Nashville there. And same with Ekholm. I had him before. He's a waste of space.
Yeah.
But you can't sleep on like Hurdle too. Good pick, but you definitely Tanner took a stab with going for Kako.
Yeah, that's a bold choice.
What a fucking disappointment start for him too.
Definitely.
I haven't seen Kako, Quinn, anybody do anything. Well, Quinn scored his first goal tonight actually.
It's a start.
There you go.
It's a start.
How about Tanner's choice of Lindell over Heiskanen?
Yeah.
He took Lindell when Heiskanen's available. That's bold. Like, Heiskanen's a stud, man. He's a great D-man.
Yeah, you know what? It's things like that why Tanner is not going to playoffs.
Yeah, and like, I
mean, I hate to rip on the guy so much, but I mean, if there's one guy that's really fun to rip on, it's Tanner.
Yeah, the one guy that just asks for it.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so I already said not making playoffs. What's your view?
Not playing in playoffs.
No.
He's
not making
be
playoffs
solid.
this year. Probably not making playoffs next year.
He's just got to change up his drafting style. He goes for players that he won't draft players he doesn't like, and it's like that's why he didn't draft Eichel. It's just because he doesn't like Eichel. It's like, yeah, Eichel's ugly as shit. He kind of looks like Christian Schofield.
Yeah, I guess
Kind of
fair.
does, but he just, I don't know. He drafts wrong. You got to draft a little bit smarter if you want to win in this league, because you got some pretty good hockey minds in this league. And
Yeah.
my trade just finished going through.
Oh.
I'm officially the owner of Evgeny Malkin, Vincent Troject, and Rasmus Dahlin.
You mean a trade didn't get vetoed? That's
Another-
wild.
Another trade after going 5 for 5.
I thought
with
this
vetoes.
league was just vetoing every single trade.
I thought everybody just didn't want change, so they were vetoing everything. But hey,
Yeah.
Kaneki, another big night for me.
All right. Good luck, Tanner. You're gonna need it.
Yeah, good luck, buddy.
Okay. All right. So I think that's a wrap for the East.
Yeah.
How about we move to the West? Should we
The
start
West
at the top?
Is best. I don't know.
You want to start from the bottom?
Let's start from
Then
the bottom.
Yeah, I'll start from the bottom and work our way up.
Started from the bottom now here.
Okay, West, 5th place. I have
This is-
Joak Jagermeister. You agree with this?
This is tough, because how can you put a team that has Nikita Kucherov and Johnny Gaudreau last place?
Yeah, easy. He doesn't have any goaltending.
Well,
Simple.
very true.
He's not going to get anywhere with it. No
That's
goalies.
You can still win 7-3 every week.
True.
That's
Well,
still a win.
I found this team kind of lacks depth. Yeah, it's got its studs up top, and it's got Malkin. Or did that trade just go through?
Malkin's gone.
So you
Malkin's
have
fine.
Malkin now.
I have Malkin. He now has Jack Eichel.
Okay.
Eichel's a stud.
Does that change things? I'm not too sure.
So-
Well, maybe a little bit. Maybe that gets him into 4th spot.
We'll point out the trades here. There's actually 2 trades for Chilak Jagermeister, I guess it actually is pronounced. I guess who the fuck cares? But there's 2 trades that have not been noted yet. Jagermeister has traded away Malkin, Dahlin, and Vincent Trocek to my team, and he has received. You know what? I don't even fucking remember. He received Jack Eichel, Matt Dumba, and the player that for some reason always sticks around my team, TJ Oshie.
Who do you think won that trade?
It's a tough one because you know what? He probably won it right now, only because Malkin. I still don't know. They said a month. They said
Yeah,
longer.
I guess you don't know, right?
I made the trade when it said a month, and if he's out a month, I win the trade. Absolutely.
think so,
Malkin
too.
he's gonna be on a tear this year. If he comes back, but I don't know. Like, it hurt to give up Dumba, big minutes guy, but Minnesota is kind of a dud team, and
Minnesota is trash. That's
Dahlin
confirmed.
is an absolute stallion.
Yeah.
Oh, and the other trade, Roman Josi is no longer on his team.
Okay. Good to
He
know.
traded Roman Josi for Victor Hedman.
That's fair.
That's a good trade.
That's a fair trade.
I mean, he wins that trade. Hedman's a way better. I'd take Hedman over Josi any day.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't really know what to say on that. That's pretty good take there, Marshall. Where else do you want to go with this team? I like Evander Kane. He's gonna get penalty minutes. He's gonna get you 30 tucks a year too.
No, he's not. He's gonna get suspended for beating refs all year.
Okay, well, we'll see. Time will tell. I really like Gustafsson. Little do people know, as I check my notes here, Gustafsson, I think he got 70 points last year. I think. Whatever, the numbers aren't important. What is important is that he does get a lot of points, and he is the guy in Chicago.
I like Gustafsson. I like that pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's but you know what? It's just look at his other Jake Gardner, good pick. Guy won't survive. Sanheim, anybody else know who the fuck he is? No? Didn't
Never
think
heard
so.
of him.
Darnell Nurse, woo.
Yeah, hey, let's. You want to roast his team for a little bit now?
Yeah.
We pumped his tires for like a good couple minutes.
Paul
Now let's lay
Stastny, is
into
that
him.
guy? You picked up Drouin after I dropped him. It's like, why do you want my sloppy seconds? I dropped Drouin because he looks good. He's not going to do anything. Kevin LeBanc or LeBanc, whatever.
It's
the
LeBanc.
Is it LeBanc
Yeah,
now?
learn how to say his name.
Well,
Jeez.
some people say LeBlanc because he's French.
You've been calling it LeBlanc for a long time.
I have
now.
been saying LeBlanc, yeah, because I said
Yeah.
there was an A, but I think it's LeBlanc.
Okay, it's LeBanc actually.
Yeah, fuck it, whatever.
Okay.
He's still a squid.
This is good podcasting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good material.
This is what the people like to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, Joe Thornton, guy might
Sleeper. Fuck it.
You might get some points this
With
year.
your last overall pick, you throw a fucking shot in the dark.
Yeah.
Who cares? I mean,
True.
probably could have dropped him by now.
True, but I mean, yeah, I'm not a big fan of this team.
No.
We'll,
Schmaltz.
just
Who the fuck
pretty
cares?
pretty much try to stay out of last place, Kyle. Okay, so not making the playoffs, obviously.
No.
No, I don't have them making.
And
the
I'll be in
playoffs.
talks with you later, Kyle, about Goudreau.
Yeah.
Come take him off your hands so we
Kyle,
can actually play for a good team.
Don't let Marshall fleece you too bad. Okay,
It'll
so
happen.
there is last place in the West. Let's move to fourth place in the West. Oh, Brady Douglas. Okay, I will say something before we get into Brady's team. Brady definitely is an improved fantasy player. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
His team was an absolute laughing stock last year, and everyone just ripped this guy off all year long. Did he have any of the same players that he drafted last year by the end of the season? I don't think so.
No.
I think everyone took
It's,
all of his best
the
players
sloppy seconds.
in deals that were complete head scratchers. I couldn't believe it. It was like every other day Brady was accepting this trade. That
And you're like, what the fuck?
like, what are you doing, bud? Anyways, his team this year is much better, and he's actually going to be competitive, I think. Can we just start with the goalies? This guy got Bobrovsky and Vasilevsky. How did he pull that off? Was it second and third picks?
I
Goalies?
mean, okay, on paper, Brady's got number 1 and number 2 goalie in the leagues.
Yeah.
And then Martin Jones.
Okay. Do we need to tell the story of why I'm so sensitive to this guy and why this guy hurt me so bad?
It's pretty quick. It involved a trade between the two of us.
Yeah.
So.
It was Marshall's birthday. We were at Cactus Club, happy hour. I got a few drinks in me. Marshall says, "Hey, let's make a trade." Okay. I do not have complete judgment on my side here. I'm a little inebriated. So Marshall thinks of this deal. Who was it for? I had John Carlson and Tuukka Rask. And Marshall's birthday is in November, and Tuukka Rask is a historically slow starter.
Yep.
So by mid-November, I was pretty rattled.
And the fucking San Jose just finished the Carlson shit, and like they have Carlson Burns, like their
Yeah.
D, like Jones just looks like a stallion.
Yeah, so Marshall brings up this trade. He says, "Hey, I'll give you Ryan Ellis and Martin Jones for just John Carlson and Tuukka Rask. Not a big deal. Not they're not that great of players." And I'm like,
And this was before Carlson absolutely was John Carlson.
yeah. So I'm thinking about it. I'm half cut. I've had a few drinks in me. I say, yeah, this is a great deal. I'm finally gonna fix my goaltending position.
And don't take a huge hit on D.
And I'm going to get Ryan Ellis. Like, Ryan Ellis, he's pretty sick. Did I study the numbers? No chance. I just thought he was pretty good. All right. Sounds good. Yeah, let's make a deal, Marshall. Let's make a deal. Let's get drunk. Okay, so...
I think we were going to, like, fucking... Weren't we going to, like, Vancouver that night or something,
It
too?
was a Sunday night. I believe we went to the Roxy.
Yes, we did with Tanner.
Yeah. So I not only did I wake up Monday with a hangover, but some serious regret when I checked my phone.
You know what, though? What made that trade happen
What?
is because our first trade was vetoed. Because remember, I traded you Jack Eichel for Braden Point. Before Braden Point was Braden Point.
Okay. So I was just thirsty for a trade.
Yeah,
I just wanted to make a move so bad.
Because Braden Point had a good start, but he didn't do a lot. And Jack Eichel had a really good start last year. And I remember doing that trade with you. I'm pretty sure it was Eichel, at least I had. Maybe it wasn't Eichel. It might have been
There's
like
something along the
Matthew
lines.
Tkachuk or something. But I almost traded you for Braden Point. And then Tanner vetoed it because we both asked him to, because we both didn't want to do the deal anymore.
Yeah.
But long story short,
Long story short, I hate Martin Jones, and that was a pretty fun night.
it was a pretty good night, yeah.
Okay.
But anyways, back to Brady's team. Bobrovsky, Martin Jones, and Vasilevsky. Great on fucking paper.
Just
but,
literally get rid of Martin Jones. Just drop him. just drop him.
You know what? Great to say, but I'm looking at his list. Vasilevsky. Ah, fuck, I want him so bad.
I know, he screwed you over big time.
He's
was,
my boy.
You know what? There was a point there. This one's on you, though. There was a point there where I think you had the choice. You could have picked Vasilevsky, but you were a little...
No, Vasilevsky went 15th. I didn't have another pick till 20th.
You didn't, eh?
Yeah, I couldn't get him.
Okay,
I was
never
picking him at 20th. I remember that.
So Brady sniped him
Brady got
right
me.
before you were going to pick
Yeah,
him.
because I had
Yeah.
number 1 and 20 and 21, and I was going to take Vasilevsky at 20 and John Tavares at 21.
I saw complete rage in your eyes.
Yeah, I was rattled
you were
because
rattled.
Brady took Makar too. I mean, he no longer has Makar. Makar is now on Cole's team.
Okay.
But yeah, and anyways, but
Yeah.
my point I
Moving
wanted to
on.
make about his goaltending is, yeah, he's got the best goalies on paper in the league. But if you look back on paper, Bobrovsky has a save percentage of 8.56 right now.
Yeah, he is not fitting in.
Garbage.
In Florida. very
Martin
well right
Jones, save percentage 8.52.
now. That's actually pretty good for Martin Jones.
Garbage. Like, so these goalies that he so-called stole are really just shit in the bed. Like Bobrovsky, I mean, yeah, the guy signed a big deal, and he is a Vezina Trophy candidate every year when he's on, but he's not doing well so far. So if we're just going off of right now, so we can actually do another one of these podcasts, that's why Brady's down in 4th, is because Bobrovsky's not producing, but...
Okay, well, I had that as a serious position of strength for him.
So I just destroyed everything you
Yeah,
had.
so maybe instead of 4th in the West, you would have him 5th.
I wouldn't, actually, because Kyle's team's absolutely a joke. I actually had Brady in 3rd.
Oh, really?
I had Brady in 3rd in the West because the rest of his team is strong. He no longer has Pasternak, but he has Tarasenko. Stud.
Yeah.
Tarasenko's good. Very streaky. Very, very streaky.
Definitely.
But how about a pickup, just a huge player, Anthony Mantha, right now?
Yeah.
The guy scored 4 in one
He
game.
had 4 tucks in one game.
Real deal Neal numbers.
All of a sudden, Castro's going to try to make a trade for him.
Yeah, James Neal for Anthony Mantha. You heard
No, he's
it
going to
here
get
first.
both of them on his
Yeah,
team. He likes
probably.
those guys that get 4 goals in one
Yeah.
game.
Castro, you squid.
Yeah.
On defense, no real talents other than Chris Letang, and
But Letang will be hurt by
Letang
Christmas
will be
time.
hurt. Josh Morrissey, the guy
He
in
is
Winnipeg,
hurt. He is hurt now. Yeah.
McDonough, again, another snipe Brady took from me. Big minute guy. Really just big minute. Good plus minus.
Yeah, TJ Brody seems like a good guy,
Good
but
plus
I
minus.
don't know if he gets a lot of points.
Not a lot of points. Good plus
Seems
minus.
like a guy's guy though.
Yeah,
Seems like a
good guy. Good guy.
Parayko, he's not really the guy in St. Louis. He plays a lot,
Hit and miss. Hit and miss.
but
When he's hot, he's a good.
but
good
is he gonna get you in the playoffs? I don't know.
No.
DeBrincat probably his third best player. DeBrincat's sick. He might get 40 goals this year, but he might get 25. You never know. But
Yeah.
he is a good player, and I would really like to have him on my team. Brady, send off a trade if you'd like. Other than that, yeah, fourth place, third place if you're Marshall.
Yeah, I got him in third. He does have Scheifele, Domi, Besser. Atkinson's a squid right now. I don't know what's going on. Van Riemdijk is probably his worst player, but he's on that power play.
Yeah, I just dropped him. I have no use for him on my team.
No, I wouldn't either, but he looks good on the power play. I don't know. He's got a team full of names you know, but not names you gawk over.
Not names you desire.
Not names you did that. Like, I look at his team and I want to make a trade with somebody. I'm only going for Vasilevsky, really.
All right, so you got him in the playoffs?
I don't got him in the playoffs. No.
Sorry. Better luck next year, Brady. Okay, so there's fourth place. Moving on to third place. Here we
place.
go. Oh,
The Rain City Bitch Pigeons.
Shane Penner.
One of the originators in this league. Sorry, my alarm was going off. Here's a pair of snowboard boots for sale I wanted to win. Sorry, unprofessionalism on the podcast.
All right, here, I'll take over, Marshall, here, while you get your stuff together there. Crosby, he didn't you take him third overall?
Third overall for
That's
Crosby.
A little surprising, but
It's just,
he picked him before McDavid.
McDavid was there. I mean,
No, wait,
to me, my heart, I respect Crosby's better than McDavid. Fuck you, McDavid.
Yeah, Crosby is the GOAT, hey? But,
Crosby's my boy.
yeah, Wheeler, Sagan, Gensel sniped Gensel from me.
Yeah.
Gensel is an absolute stud. So he's got Crosby and Gensel. So you know every power play the Penguins get, he's getting probably 2 points.
You know what? Just a quick explanation why Shane was below me, was fourth in mine, is because last week it appeared that Shane didn't play his team. So I put Shane down at fourth just because I didn't know if he was playing or not.
So you don't think
If he's playing his team,
are you accusing Shane of not being an everyday fantasy player?
I'm accusing Shane of being a not day fantasy player. But it was his birthday weekend. Happy birthday, Shane. Belated birthday, buddy. But not that you're listening this far in this podcast, probably. But anyways, if he plays his team, he's in there. He's definitely third. He's good team. So we'll just go off of being third, saying he's gonna play his team. But Crosby, Wheeler, Sagan, it's a pretty good first.
Yeah, you're definitely you're not in any danger of being last. That's for sure. When you have talent like that.
No, in goalie situation, Hollebuck, Dubnyk. Dubnyk is doomed.
Yeah, Dubnyk sucks.
Dubnyk's doomed.
He plays on Minnesota.
Good-
And that's
good
not a
He's
good
doomed.
sign.
Hollebuck, what happened to him?
Yeah, he really
He's
plays on a
shit
good
now.
team, but he has terrible numbers.
He's just shit this year. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know. We're only 3 games in, so obviously he can turn it around. But he's shit right now. So
Yeah, got Bufflin, probably not coming back this year.
retired.
Nate
Yeah,
Schmidt out for a month. That's a tough loss too.
taking more steroids.
Galchenyuk is out, I believe. I'll have to check with.
Galchenyuk is out.
I'll have
yes.
to check with my sources.
Yeah,
you know.
which is me when it comes to Pittsburgh.
Alright.
He is out, which sucks.
Okay, Ryan O'Reilly though, he's a good player.
Sniped him from you.
Yeah.
That was your boy last year.
Yeah, I'm still a little salty about that, but I'll move on from it.
Silent picker too. It's like just sliding in there to grab Brady Tkachuk just because he wants a Tkachuk brother. Brady Tkachuk, I picked him up last year. Disappointment, Ottawa.
Yeah,
Kyle
talk
Palmieri.
about that.
Yeah.
Not just Minnesota, Ottawa.
Yeah, he's
Jeez.
Ottawa. But Kyle Palmieri, he's playing
Yeah,
first
that's
line.
that is a sneaky pick.
I wanted
sneaky
him,
pick.
man.
He's on
Heischer,
that high
Holland.
octane offense in New Jersey.
How long until Heischer's off the first line and Jack Hughes is there though?
True.
It
Yeah,
probably won't happen, but
Yeah, I mean,
it's a good team.
It's a good team. Is it a great team? Not quite, but is it a bad team? Definitely
I mean,
not.
his D, he's got Eric Carlson and Giordano. Like, Dougie is killer too, Provenov. But, again, not a lot of depth. A lot of low mid players, not a lot of high mid players.
True. Okay, so playoffs.
No playoffs.
Because I picked 3 teams out of the East, unfortunately, Shane, not gonna be playoffs for you in my opinion. But you are gonna have an exciting team this year, and it's gonna be a fun year.
I think you're gonna pull off some upsets. You got a team that I'm nervous about. That's my upset team. That could poke in the top 2.
Okay, moving on to second place in the West, we have Team Diorio.
Team Diorio, newcomer to the league this year.
Welcome to the league. Welcome to the league. We're glad to have you.
Yeah, Diorio's a great guy. He works with me for the city of Chilliwack because, professional shoveliners. But he came in a little hesitant, actually, to come into the draft this year because he's never been in any fantasy draft. And
is this his first
fantasy
time ever playing?
draft.
Wow, he's actually kind of knows.
And
what
you
he's
know
doing.
what? He
brought it.
He did
brought
research,
it.
man.
Yeah.
He did research, and he brought it. And a lot of his picks I wanted. That's why I have him at 2, finishing second in this division because he is showing to be a true fantasy hockey mind. He's got the passion for it, and it's gonna be exciting. He's got a good team too.
Yeah, he does. I like Rantanen.
Rantanen and Landeskog, I complete you with my McKinnon.
Yeah, you're a legitimate team if you have those 2 players.
Yeah, like last year I had Landeskog and McKinnon, and if I had Rantanen, I would have won the league by significantly wider margins.
Another player that I really like that helped you win the league last year was Shabbat.
Yeah,
This guy
trades.
is the Ottawa Senators.
Yeah,
he is the Ottawa Senators.
Get ready, Diorio, because I'm going to be sending another trade for Shabbat here pretty quick.
Yeah, Marshall's going to be firing him off.
I'm coming for him
all the time.
But yeah, he's got some depth on there. Like Cody Glass, not too sure about that pick, but he's played on a good line.
Hold on. Did you just mention a Vegas Golden Knight?
You bet I did.
Okay, Cody Glass. I think this guy is on the first line. He's the first line center. This guy took Paul Stastny's spot.
Yeah.
Paul Stastny's on the third line now.
Yeah.
Because Cody Glass, I think he's 19. He's playing with Marshall Show or he's playing with Riley Smith. I don't know. I'm just saying off some names now. I actually have no idea.
I mean, you're impressing me with your knowledge of.
But I think he's playing with one of those players.
I'm pretty sure he is up there now.
And he's gonna get points.
Some just don't want to say he's with Stone and Pacioretty.
Yeah, I don't know.
But anyways, he's a good player. Hedman no longer there. Roman Josi now. No real loss there. No real gain. It was a good 1-for-1 trade. Johansson, I had him last year. Ryan Johansson's a good player.
Yeah.
Barzell, what a disappointment he's been since he for fantasy stakes, but you still pick him.
What a good rookie year, and then it's kind of.
Oh, and let's talk about the biggest piss off is Chris taking my man Hintz. I mean, he was. I had saw him play a couple times. Like, watch some of his highlights, and I really wanted him, and then he's been a stud this year so far.
Yeah, he is. He fits in real nice in that Dallas offense. He was a great pickup. I like Werenski. Werenski is the number 2 guy behind Seth Jones in Columbus.
Big minutes, not a lot of points.
Big minutes.
No, and we can't sleep on Stammer either.
Yeah, how would we not mention Stamkos?
Yeah.
This guy first liner on the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah.
Like, this guy is going to get points. Like, he's going to get goals, he's going to get assists, he's going to get power play points, time on ice, plus minus. He's literally a fantasy hockey legitimate stud.
Yeah, he's doing good things.
And then one last player here, Andreas Janssen. Is it Johnson or Janssen?
Yeah, I think it's Janssen.
Janssen. The J is the soft.
Yeah, I think it's the soft.
Okay, I'll go with that. Janssen. This guy plays with Matthews and Nylander, and how can you not get points with like that? Those are great players, and that's a
you know what? And like I've said that since he was traded to Team Diorio here. I don't like it. I don't like him.
You don't, eh?
I don't like him.
Okay.
The kid, like, he's got potential to get like 65, 70 points, but I think he's gonna be between 40 and 50.
Okay.
For some reason, he still does not get points. Like, his plus minus isn't great. His points, I mean, a lot of Marner or Matthews and Nylander's points are on the power play, which Janssen is not on, or John, whatever the hell his name is.
So you're saying this Janssen is like the redheaded stepchild of the first line?
He's the redheaded stepchild of the first line.
All right, you know, we here on this
second line, actually. The Matthews line is second line.
Okay, well they got a few first lines.
he's like the Sedins. You throw a line mate with them, and hopefully they can produce. If not, just think that's perfect analogy right there. It's like, how did not everybody produce when they were on the line with the Sedins? But not everybody did. They just don't click, and I think that's the case with him. He just doesn't click.
I like your opposing view here on this podcast. We embrace debate, and I appreciate it. So, making the playoffs. What are your thoughts?
I have him in the playoffs.
You have them in the playoffs.
I have him in the playoffs. Yeah, I have him in instead of the Castronauts.
Okay.
And that's basing, like I said earlier, that's a lot basing off his mind, is because Diorio's got the passion. I mean, I'm not saying Castro doesn't, but Diorio's just, he seems to be equivalent to the same lines of what Cole and I are trying to do. Because whenever Cole and I talk about players at work, Diorio's always in the same headset.
Okay.
So, but I don't know. I mean, Castro's got the balanced team, so I could definitely see him pulling it off. But something about this team, it's got me.
You got him a first-year player making the playoffs.
I do, but not. It's kind of hard now, to be honest, because now he's made some questionable trades to me. Because I think the Hedman trade hurts him, because I think Hedman's points he needs. I think the Varlamov trade, I don't like it, because now he has Murray. Murray's great, but I mean, I feel like he could probably have done that without giving up.
Yeah, this team does not have great goaltending.
No, I mean, Gibson is the best goalie in the league.
He plays on Anaheim.
Yeah, but yeah, why isn't he? He's the quote unquote best goalie in the league, but he's not playing like the best goalie in the league.
Yeah, I don't have him in the playoffs either because I have so many teams from the East making the playoffs. It's gonna be a competitive year for him. But I just don't see him doing any damage come the end of the season.
Yeah, and it's like he doesn't. Yeah, I don't know. It's like the more you look at his team compared to other teams,
he doesn't have I don't know.
I'm also, but he is kicking my ass right now in fantasy. I mean, I think I
that's
pulled
true.
in tighter with quick Eichel performance before he leaves my team, but
yeah, that was a pretty nice send off.
yeah,
Eichel there.
yeah, got me 4 points tonight.
Okay,
So, see you, buddy.
Moving on to the final team that we haven't
Number
talked
one
about
team.
Average Joes. Glad you picked a name this year.
Yeah.
You didn't go with the
Team
generic
Anderson.
automated name.
Yeah, I went.
Not Team Anderson this year. You actually picked a name.
Average Joes.
Appreciate that.
I have no players named Joe
Okay.
on my team, so I fucked up.
Alrighty. Yeah.
All right, so
okay.
I let you start with your team first. I gotta start first with my
Okay.
team. But I'm just gonna say real quick, I do have myself first as well. I just think
humble brag.
I don't necessarily have myself placed first in the whole league. I think I will challenge for it, but I think I might be right behind Cole. I for sure think I'm going to be ahead of the Yotes and Hose. I think I got a stronger team than them. Not necessarily right now, just right now.
All right.
I think I have a better team than Yotes and Hose.
Your opinion.
In my strong opinion, because obviously I'm biased and you're biased to your team. But I like my team in the West. I don't see me losing the West.
Me neither.
Yeah, which okay, you go ahead because I don't really have anything to defend.
You pumped your own tires there.
Yeah, I just had to.
For a long time.
Bitch, you talked about your team way longer than I did.
All right. No need to call me out here.
I know what I am.
All right. Okay. Tavares, great pick. McKinnon, I mean, yeah.
Great player, questionable timing.
Yeah, you didn't pick him. You took him over Kucherov, and we'll see as time goes on how that works out for you. It is a bold move, but I don't.
Not necessarily a bad move, but it's gonna cost me a couple points. I think.
I don't think that'd be a big deal. Austin Matthews. I mean, this guy is an electric factory. All this dude does is score. He literally might get 55 goals this year.
He scored more goals than like 7 or 8 NHL teams have in the whole season so
yeah,
far.
this guy's legit, absolute stud. Tom Wilson, sneaky player. He's gonna get you penalty minutes.
Big minutes too. He plays like 18 minutes a game because he's with Ovechkin.
Yeah, true. That's a good pick. Braden Shen, just off a big extension. He's a great player. He plays on St. Louis. First line.
Riley Tarasenko.
Yeah, great player.
Yeah, how about surprises so far? Tyler Bertuzzi. He's doing really well.
Yeah.
He's playing well. He's with Mantha and Larkin. Like,
All right. Okay.
The guy's a sneaky pickup.
You're not selling me on him, but okay.
The guy's got like 6 points. Good
Trouba,
games.
he is the guy for the New York Rangers now. That was a great pick. He went pretty high in the draft, though. He did. He was middle.
I think I got him like at like 110th or something.
Really?
I'll check.
He was probably maybe like the 6th or 7th team I taken, I bet.
He was you know what? It's like I don't think I took him too high, but I definitely did take him high-ish. Well, for a D-man, because normally D-mans go later. Yeah, 120th.
Okay.
I believe I took I took Aaron Ekblad before I took Trouba.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, Aaron Ekblad kind of sucks.
Yeah, he's always one that you take because you think he's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Because there's always high projections, but
Yeah.
he's definitely not.
He
He's let me
doesn't do
down
much
so
in the fantasy world. You might.
Good minutes.
You should probably trade him.
Yeah.
Expect a trade offer from anyone listening.
Yeah, coming out to you, Diorio.
Okay, and then last player, Mike Green. Are you aware that this isn't 2012 anymore?
Are you aware that last year you were obsessed with Mike Green?
Yeah, that was because it was 2018, not 2019. I think yeah. You know what? No comment. He was actually pretty good last year, now that I think of it. These are the Detroit Red Wings, and they are terrible.
He's on the first power play. He's on the first D pairing.
But
He's getting 23 minutes a game.
They are Red Wings.
They are Red Wings. But he gets penalty minutes, man. He fights.
True, yeah, he is
Penalty
kind of a
minutes.
savage.
Um,
Okay, should we get to the...
well, not yet.
No? Okay.
Let's just quickly, just my first 3 picks alone were McKinnon, Tavares, and Matthews. Let's just talk about how I all of a sudden got 3 picks that went in the first round of draft last year and the year before that.
Yeah.
I got Tavares and Matthews at 20 and 21.
How did we let that happen?
I don't know.
For all the other members of this league, how did we let that happen?
How did Tavares and how did so many players get picked before Tavares and Matthews?
What pick? You had first and...
20th.
How did that happen?
And 21st.
How did that happen?
I got Matthews. Matthews was rated 34, 35, and I scrolled down and I just clicked on him. No lie, man. I drafted, my picks were 20. I had the 20th and 21st, and I got Tavares and Austin Matthews, who's going to be the MVP this year.
Yeah. Great pick.
And thanks to you guys for not letting me trade him away. That's nice of you. Help me out.
Yeah.
Anyways, enough putting it off.
Okay,
My
can I
goalies.
should we mention the goalies, Marshall?
Go ahead, get into the goalies, because
Okay.
I do have some defense for them. Because,
Okay.
hey, Carter Hart had a hot shutout tonight. Did you see his save?
I did. I did see the highlights.
On Taylor Hall?
That was pretty filthy.
Oh, my shit. Carter Hart, sleeper. I think he's the Jordan Bennington of this year.
Okay. What I just want to know is, at any point in the first 20 minutes of the draft, did you not think of maybe picking a goalie?
Once Vasilevsky went, my whole strategy was thrown off.
I cannot emphasize how rattled this guy was when Vasilevsky got picked.
Yeah.
I think he just said, I don't even care about goalies anymore.
I did, because you know what is I didn't pick a goalie till late rounds. I knew there'd still be some starters. I knew I just needed to get a starter on a semi-decent. After Vasilevsky went, my thought process was I need a starter on a playoff contending team. That's all I need, and I wanted to try to get 2, and I got Carter Hart, and I think that they're going to be Philadelphia will be in the playoffs this year. I think they'll be top 3 in their division. Carter Hart had a killer game today and got me the shutout. Big win. Carter Hutton, quiet pick. I actually had drafted Henrik Lundqvist, dropped him for Carter Hutton. Carter Hutton is unreal, though, because Buffalo's a great team. They're not as terrible as,
Hot take.
Buffalo is not, they're
take.
undefeated. Buffalo's undefeated.
Yeah, they also won 10 games in a row last year and missed the playoffs by a ton.
Oh, well, yeah, they choked, sure. But
They are the biggest choke artists out there.
But they got good D this year. As much as it
They're
sucks, I just
still
traded them.
the
They're
Buffalo
still the Buffalo
Sabres.
Sabres. But I still don't mind it. I like the pickup of Carter Hutton. I think he'll win me some games. Thomas Greiss, number 1 guy for the Islanders. The Islanders are a sinking ship. I don't know. I'm gonna be trying some moves, but
Yeah, definitely.
the goaltending situation is if I'm to lose the league, it'll be because of goaltending.
You know what? That is a very good segue because I have you in for the playoffs. Of course, the high end talent on this team can't be touched. They're the best in the league by far, I think. But you don't have any goaltending, so I have you coming first in the West, and of course making the playoffs. But I don't have you winning the whole thing this year. But it's still going to be a long year, and maybe you can shore up that position. Otherwise, I don't think you're going to win.
Okay, so who's your top 4?
Okay, so the top 4, the teams making the playoffs I have this year are the Average Joes, the Chilliwack Offs, the Castronauts, and yours truly, Yotes and Hose.
Shout out.
Yeah, those are solid picks. I would say so. You agree with those? You agreed with everyone except for Castronauts.
Castronauts, Diorio, coin toss.
Yeah.
I think the first 3, Yotes, myself, and Chilliwack Offs, 100% will be in the playoffs.
So, overall champion. Let's hear
Overall
it.
champion, you know what? I'm gonna call myself because
Wow.
wait.
That's
Just
bold.
wait.
Okay.
I'm gonna call Average Joe's only because, well, trades are gonna win and lose the season, right? So, right now, the most aggressive trader last year was me, and I won the year because I pulled off some steals. I sold high and bought low. Everything worked, and that is what Cole's doing. Cole's been a part of almost every trade, but one of these trades, he's going to give up too much, or he could give up too much. And it depends who that's to. Unfortunately, if it's to you, I'm screwed. Because if you picked up a couple more pieces, I can't beat you. But right now, as it is, I can beat you because I can beat you 7-3.
Yeah.
But I can't beat you 10-0. But I can beat you 7-3 and give up those 3 goalies and run my high-powered offense and get the plus-minus. I don't even need the plus-minus. And get the goals, get the assists. The power play points, I'm untouchable. Time on attack, fuck, I got to try hard. And shots, it's going to be hard with you having Ovechkin. But that's what I think pushes me over. But unfortunately, if I do go off of the way he's going so far, I do have to give first place to Chilliwack Offs because his team is the best right now.
Yeah.
Right now, first place, Chilliwack Offs.
Yeah, I think my prediction is the eventual champion of this league will be Cole Rose. He has great forwards. He's got pretty decent defense, and most importantly, he has great goaltending. So
we keep saying most importantly for goaltending, but it only counts for 3 points. You need 6 to win.
That's 33.3% of all overall.
But I have better forwards, which is
Quick math.
66.6% of everything else. And you only need 50 to win. Quicker math.
Agree to disagree there, Marshall. Okay.
Hot takes debates.
Yeah, so Cole.
Good team.
Good team. We're all coming for you. Okay, so that wraps up the post-draft rankings. Should we just do a quick little analysis of week 1? Who do we have? What are the standings after week 1? So we have Yotes and Hose, first place in the East.
Okay, let me rephrase this before he says the whole first place.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. So far, in first place, we have a 3-way tie. I'm not even going to say the Castronauts, Yotes and Hose, and Chilliwack Offs for a 3-way tie for first.
Well, underneath where it says rank, on the website right now, it has Yotes and Hose in first place with the number 1 under rank. So technically I'm in first place, but we are all tied in number of wins. And there are Vancouver Sparkies and Spitters and Quitters without a win this year so far. Unfortunate for them. In the West, Team Diorio, Average Joes, they both took home the W last week. Grab Me by the Pussy, Rain City Bitch Pigeons, and Chilliwack Jägermeister all did not win last week. They are looking for their first win in week 2.
And right now I'd say Team Diorio is giving me a real run for my money, so this is gonna be tough. If I lose real quick here, this is gonna suck for me. But hey, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. But let's look at these season stats that I'm seeing you have on here that we can't see on the app. Get a laptop, people. It's way better for looking at stats what everybody else has.
Yeah, if you don't play fantasy hockey on a laptop, that's a pigeon move.
Pretty much. But just looking at like your stats here of just this week alone, we got a lot of goals getting scored. Castronaut and Sparkies, they're not scoring very much. They only have 11 goals on the week. Or is this on the season? They're not scoring very much. Castronauts are in last place in the season in scoring.
Yeah. Figure that out, Kevin.
Yeah, and I mean, and with assists, holy shit. Cole's ahead by a lot.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get McDavid on your team.
Yeah, if only they got drafted high. Plus minus, Cole's winning, penalty minutes.
The Goon Squad, Vancouver Sparkies.
Goon Squad.
36 minutes.
But then and then you go to power play points. It's Cole and I 1-2, and Cole with the 10 more than me still.
Yeah, McDavid, bro. Could have been you. Could have been you.
Look at Average Joe's edging off Yotes and Hose on time on attack.
By 1 second.
Counts.
Shots on goal, yeah.
You're up by 20.
I know. That's what happens when you have a veteran on your team. Wins, as far as goalies go, Jägermeister. Goals against, Team Diorio.
Not a lot of I mean, he had a really good showing today from Gibson, actually. Gibson got the shutout today.
Yeah, well, we question his goalies, but I guess they're doing pretty well so
And
far.
look at that. Look at that. Fucking Yotes and Hose way down here in 6th. And where's Average Joe's? Up there in 4th with my shitty goalies.
Come at me, bro.
I can't. You're way too below me.
Okay.
And Average Joe, look at that save percentage. Average Joe is 2nd place. Like, the thing that really counts though is if you look last week, Yotes and Hose and Castronauts both won their weeks 8-2.
Yeah,
So
I
they had
laid a
wins.
beating on Tanner's team. That was awesome.
Yeah, Tanner's team just bent over and took it.
Shane had a tough week too.
Shane didn't play his players, man.
Oh yeah, he's not an everyday
But
fantasy player.
It was his birthday weekend. He
True.
was shit-faced.
Okay, that's fair.
So that's acceptable, I guess.
That's
But
fair. All right. Should we wrap this up? We've gone a little long here. It's been a great episode. The first episode, the post-draft rankings, that's always going to be a little long one. But, yeah, it's going to be a great year. And, yeah, we still got a long way to go. And just because we ranked your team solo doesn't mean that you're going to be a bad team this year.
no, and this is just 2 hockey brains. Obviously, everybody thinks their team's the best.
2 pretty good ones, but...
Yeah, if you're going to go off of last year's 3rd place and this year's champ, that's the time to do it off of me and Dusty here. So
yeah, we appreciate you listening, and we will see you next time.
peace.